XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can analyze the chart. First of all, as we can see, the price drop. If you refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, and no one see what's the next and how we can look for trade. Because if we move to bigger picture, the first things we have been looking for, the breakout of this correction. Okay, no, the only thing is whether we can consider this is as the last move or not. Almost the price haven't broke or tagged the previous low if we consider about the shadow, okay, which is around somewhere around 65 cents. But from now, whether, I mean, we don't need to wait. This is what we explained in my last analysis. We don't need to wait for the price to break this low, which is 65 cents, because almost the price have the broken the lowest price of this correction. And if you refer to the indicators, we have a divergence. How deep it can go if we consider this one as the last move, even if we can expect the price break the 65 cent. But selling right now, we are not really interested. The only thing is we want to see whether we can look for buy or not. This is what we have been looking for. That's why we mentioned if we want to look for the reversal, we need to see the breakout of this correction. Okay, but one thing I need to highlight, even in my last analysis, every time I highlight it, we're looking for the reversal. If we want to look for trade, we have to get the trade set up. We take the trade. If it's not moving our direction, we don't keep the trade, because sometimes the chart doesn't follow the way we analyze, I mean technical analysis, because beside the analysis there is a fundamental, and also sometimes they can manipulate the market, okay, similar to what we get here. That's why we need to get for the trade setup to look for buy. We cannot consider, since the price almost broke this correction, almost at the low, we can simply look for buy. The reason is we don't want to be trapped. I mean, if we refer to the weekly chart, one thing we need to be quite careful, similar to what we get here on 2017 and 18. How about if this is the start of the down move? I don't want to see the price is going to drop to 20 or 40 cents. But I want to say, if we want to look for trade for buy, we need to be really careful. That's why we have to get the trade set up. We have been looking for the price to drop. It move in the way we have been looking for. But right now we want to see whether we can look for the reversal or not. How deep it can go if we put our FIB based on this move, almost is broke the 61%. Because we wanted to see the reversal without breaking the 61, but it broke already. Okay, and even if the price break the 65 cent, the next level, which is I mean, we don't want to see the price enter this correction zone. If the price entered this zone, which is somewhere between 60 and 40, this is what we are not really interested. That means we are not we don't want to see the breakout of the 60 if we want to look for the reversal for buy. Because if the price drop and I mean drop to this on any reversal, it can give us really long time. That means we can expect the price to consolidate here for a really long time. Okay, that's why I mentioned if we want to look for buy, we need to be quite careful when we have to get the trade set up because of the situation and the condition of the market and the way they are moving. Okay, now how to look for trade? As you can see, the price is almost at the lowest price, which is the lowest we get is, it couldn't tag 65, but what we get is 68 cent. And if we move to forward chart, if we put this low and relative to the previous one, if you refer to the indicators, make this showing us a divergence. But we cannot buy because of the divergence, because if there is a continuation, there is a possibility it will disappear. But the another indicators doesn't show me any divergence. Then, since what we have been looking for, we mentioned if the price drop, if we want to look for the low buy as a long term, we need to get the reversal. What I suggest right now, for those traders that are looking for the sell, I mean, we are not going to discuss, because right now we want to see whether we can look for buy or not. Okay, the only thing is if we get any reversal, any trade setup for buy from now, we will take it. If it move in our direction, we keep. If not, just we take out the trade. But right now, we don't have any trade setup. It doesn't mean we cannot look for sell. We consider sell as a short term, and the long term we want to look for buy. Okay, but we don't see any reversal right now. We don't have any reason to look for trade. Even if the price reverse, we cannot look for buy. unless we get the trade setup or correction, because the correction can confirm the next move, similar to what we get here. Okay, as we can see, the price sharply reverse then drop. That's why if we want to look for buy, we should trade it right now. We cannot simply buy. And what I'm expecting, for me, I want to see the breakout of the 65 cent to confirm that the price broke this correction. Because now the only question is whether we should care about this shadow or not. Okay, and technically we don't have any trade setup either for buy or sell based on forward chart. But what we're looking for buy. This is what we have been discussing. Okay, but right now we don't have any trade setup for buy, even sell. And even if we move to a 1 hour chart, we see we have a divergence, but we cannot simply get the trade since we have a divergence. We need to look for the trade setup. The only way to look for buy, if we get any reversal, the short move flag, we take it. And if it move in our direction, we keep. If not, we take out the trade. How about if I move to 15 minute? This is what we have been discussing. Similar to what we get here. There was opportunity to look for buy from here and even here. Whoever get the trade from these two small correction based on 15 minutes, when they see this kind of the move, either take out the trade or book some profit. Okay, but what I can see here, it doesn't show me any reversal. Even if the price reverses a sharp move, I cannot look for trade. At least we need to see the sharp move like similar to what we get here. All right, still we can expect even this to give us one more drop. The best thing is we wait, we get the correction, we take the trade. Okay, but whether this is the start of the reversal, still we don't see the confirmation. As I mentioned, the best thing is if the price can break 65 cents. All right, the only things I can highlight here from now, whoever get the trade for sell from this move, the things is if they want to keep the trade, they believe the price can drop and break 65 cents or drop to 460 40 cents, they move their stop loss to break even. This is the only things we can highlight. And to look for the trade, either buy or sell, as I mentioned, we are more interested to look for buy. We need to get the trade set up, but right now we don't have any trade set up. We see a lot of the news, the price is going to, some of them they telling the price, I mean, the market is dead, the price is going to drop as low as 20 to 30 cent, or some of them they talking about the reversal. We don't need to really care about that. The only thing is we need to trade it. If we get a trade, we take it, we start to manage. If not, we are not going to look for any, I mean, we don't need to either buy or sell. All right, because sometimes we have experienced it with this market. Technically, what are we looking for? We're looking for the reversal, because almost the price we can consider is going to break, conform with the breakout of this correction. But how about, as I mentioned, there is a continuation, because we had this experience. If I move to weekly chart on 2017 and 18, no one was believing the price can drop to this low when they see this kind of the sharp move. Okay, how about if this is the second one, the price is going to drop. Okay, the only thing is, the reasons I'm highlighting about this, I want to say whoever wants to look for trade, I mean, they want to invest for the long term, they should take the trade and they start to manage buying, simply because I have seen some of them, they just buy and wait for the price to reverse, same as what happened in 2017 and 18. Then from there, the price drop as low as 15 or 20 cent. Okay, then what should we do? The only thing is we wait, we look for the reversal. If we get a reversal, we can look for buy. Rather than that, just let it go. Okay, as I mentioned, technically we can consider as a breakout of this correction, and the only thing is we want to see whether we can get the trade setup to look for buy or not. Okay, and right now, as I mentioned, we don't see any trade setup, and for me, I'm not suggesting either buy or sell unless we get the correction here. In this case, what we do, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or any trade setup, I will share. And the only suggestion I can give, if we get any trade setup, we see is not moving over direction, we are not going to keep for the long term. At least we should know where is our stop loss. Because as I mentioned, based on if I move to weekly chart, for me, the best things if I move to the daily, the best things for me if I want to look for buy for the long term, I prefer the price to not drop to this zone, which is a 40 and 60, 60 following by 40 cent. Because I believe if the price drop there, we can expect this one turn to a more complex correction before we get the reversal. All right. That's why as long as the price haven't broke this 60 cent, if I get any reversal for trade, this is what I'm looking for. For buy, I will take it. But I will start to trade it. I won't keep it for the long term if it's not moving in my direction. Anyway, we just follow the chart. We want to see whether we can get any reversal point within this week or not. And if we see any trade setup that can confirm the next move, I will share. Thanks.